Breaking news. I said it's a breaking news moment. Well, here it is. Luther LLC special broadcast with host Christopher Hale every Sunday at 6 p.m. on LICMC.net, radio, and social media. Keep it locked in.
My mother's gold is over there.
Free Will Missionary Full Gospel Church.
All right, I guess I'm here. I missed all the everything. Okay, we got somebody. There we go. Okay. Well, hello everybody. I'm so sorry. We got all kind of problems going on today. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
I can't hear you guys.
Yes, we can.
Okay, hold on. Let me try. All right, there we go.
Okay.
All right. Y'all hear a song in the background?
Yes.
Oh man, I tell you, I didn't get a chance to introduce y'all. Did y'all meet? Okay, let me say hello first of all to everybody. It looks like we are live. Look like we had a few problems as we came on the air, and myself, I forgot to put on a shirt, so y'all got to forgive me today. I was kind of relaxing and getting ready for the show. But my name is Christopher Hale. I am the Chief Operating Officer of our company, Luther LLC, a music event production company. Our CEO is supposed to join us tonight, Brother Alonzo Starling, of course. And our job here is to highlight, as well as our own business, we're trying to highlight our young Black African-American men and women that are out there doing the thing in business. And we've been blessed and fortunate, guys, to have some great friends. And the Lord has allowed this venue to be able to put all of those friends together. Now, we have joining us today on the lower part of my screen is Dr. Adrienne Johnson, who has been, she and her husband were with us a couple of months back when they had just gotten back from visiting us over in Africa. And the young lady that you see to my, that's my right, but your left probably will be Sister Latanya Felder. And I wanted Latanya and Adrienne to get a chance to chat online, as well as letting the community and the public see that we here at Luther are investing into our people. And Latanya is getting ready to go to, but I can't pronounce it, Benin,
West Africa. Yes, sir.
Okay, and I want the two of you guys to meet. Like I said, the other part of our company should be joining us, but right now, let's get going. You can email anything that you need to send to us. We also have some information to pass to you later, but let's first start with with my both of you are my guests, and Dr. Johnson, God bless you. Tell us a little bit about you. What's going on with you? I see. Are you at home? You somewhere else today? Where are you?
Yes, I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. I came to Atlanta to visit my son Bill and his wife Christy and our grandchildren, and we have a great grand. So
Okay.
we just came back from I just came back from Ghana, West Africa, in
Okay.
October last month. Well, now it's December, so last month, and I got a chance to see some of my Woyi Bra women. So far, we've put 350 women in business who make reusable, which is the same thing as washable sanitary pads. So I go
Okay.
back twice a year just to check on the ladies and see how they're doing and see if I can help them with their entrepreneurship.
All right. All right. And I want to introduce you to my friend. Well, we all known each other. You all have known me for a long time, but you guys have never really met. Latanya, I watched her grow up at my home church, Carter Metropolitan. Latanya, I know Sister Adrian because I was her pastor for several years, and
All right.
her mom's pastor, her husband's pastor, and we just got to be great friends. And then I found out all of the wonderful things that God had blessed them as a family as well as her with. But Latanya, tell us about what's getting ready to go on for you.
Well, I am getting ready to go back to Benin, West Africa, and geographically, Benin is the country to the west of Nigeria. So when we're going from east to west, it's Nigeria, Benin, Togo, Ghana. And
Okay.
so Ghana's a beautiful place as well. And so I am a returned Peace Corps volunteer. I did a tour of duty for about almost 3 years, and I worked in disease control. So our mission was to eradicate a disease called guinea worm, Droncuculose.
Okay.
In doing that, I had health workers that worked with me, and that was a wonderful, blessed experience to have. We had 9 health workers, and we did decrease guinea worm in Benin. And so I am blessed and fortunate to be able to go back to Benin. I returned in 2022 with my son. We went to Benin, and we also went to South Africa. And this year, I'm going back so that we can do a number of things. We are trying to break the digital divide and by bringing laptops and doing computer clubs. So we have computer clubs that are set up. We have teachers that work in different areas, and we bring laptops to the students and they work on them there. We're also working on small business development. So it is a pleasure to be on this podcast with you, ma'am. And we are bringing like refrigerators to there's 2 we want to bring. One is already purchased, yay. And the other one, we're looking forward to that so that we can build business development, making CMOS and things of that nature. And in the northern area where there's not a lot of electricity and it's more rural, having a refrigerator is a wonderful commodity because there are things and businesses and items that you can actually sell. So that is the goal. We'll also be taking some hygiene products, some school clothes for the students as well. So we're small. We're not big like you are, but we're small and just thanking God for small beginnings. So I'm excited about being able to return again. We'll be there for 25 days, and I'm just excited to be there. Carter Metropolitan CME blessed us. St. John Lutheran Church blessed us as well for items for the school. So that is what we're doing this time on our visit.
Okay. Well, hey, I'm just so honored to be in both of you guys' presence because for the first time in my life, I was able to travel over to the Holy Land a couple of years ago, and to see how the both of you all travel back and forth from this country to the other, and then you both have made so many wonderful relationships, and the cultural divide is getting smaller and smaller with you two. So. Dr. Adrian, I know what you said you were going to talk to me about something too, because you're in Atlanta, but you said this is a good time to talk. What is it that's going on?
Well, one of the things that I wanted to share today is the importance of going to Africa. I've been going now for over 20 years, and I go every year, twice a year. I think the only time I didn't, I went once was during COVID. But there's certain things that I wanted to make sure my sister is quite aware of it. So I've gone to I've created women's empowerment programs in South Africa, Liberia,
Keep
Sierra
coming. I'm listening.
Leone, Kenya. And so now I'm in Ghana. I've been to Rwanda. I preached in Kenya, South Africa, whatever. But there are a couple of things I wanted you to be aware of when you're going. And since you've been in the Peace Corps, you are aware of a lot of things. One of the things that I think I've been successful in Ghana is because I have an on-the-ground team. So when I'm not there, the work goes on anyway. I do the fundraising here in the States, but I send the money over to Africa, and my on-the-ground team takes care of everything. So if I never go back again, the program still, my Woyebra, and Woyebra is Woyebra, which stands for, in America, you say, I'm on my menstrual cycle. In Ghana, they say I'm on my Woyebra. And so one of the things, I've got a couple of things that I wanted to mention, even though you've been there through the Peace Corps, is, again, have an on-the-ground team. The other thing is try to get involved with partners with existing programs in that country. So if there are existing programs similar to yours, there may be a way for y'all to partner and also find out what type of funding they have and where they have it. I want you to also consider, I've gotten funding this year from the Rotary Club. So joining your local Rotary, that has been really helpful because Rotary is international. Absolutely. And Rotary has funds to help you. One of the other things is always inspect what you expect. So that means, like, I never send money to Africa without me going with it or behind it, just to make sure people are doing what they say they're supposed to do. So I inspect what I expect. Also, one of the things is there's funding also through the embassy. So the U.S. Embassy. So if you are in Benin and you have a nonprofit, go through the embassy. There is funding there as well. But try not to get too involved politically. I do. Oh, in fact, Joe and my husband, I recently got an award through the Ghana Embassy for the Woyebra program and empowering those 350 women. But I try not to get involved because with the embassy per se, and that there's an election this month. So if the old president goes out, the new president comes in, you don't want your program to be aligned with the one that's losing, because then people won't be involved in your program. So I try to stay away, but I stay involved so that when I go into the country, I let people know I'm there. So if anything breaks out, there's a phone number, and I'll share that with you, not online, but offline, that you can dial and let them know that an American is in country, so that if anything goes wrong and they say all Americans have to get out, you want to be able, you get that call. Because when they say
I'm familiar with what you're talking about is STEP, STEP. I forget exactly what the acronyms are, but you can give them your itinerary, where you're going to be located, the contact person, the specific location. Is that what you're referring to?
Yes, something similar to that, because and when they say go, I don't take anything, because I can come back and get, or whatever I do, I can always come back. What I try to do also is I try to buy everything that I use in my program in Africa, in country, so that it's part of the country that I'm involved with, as opposed to me bringing things like. So I give away sewing machines, fabric. I teach them how to sew, the skill of sewing. I just added a component where I added a medical component. I'm now bringing in doctors, dentists. So if you think about it, if you don't have money to buy food, you definitely don't have money to buy eyeglasses or go to an eye doctor.
Absolutely.
So those are the kind of things that I do. But I also let the embassy know, again, so that anything that I need, I can go through there, and I know that I keep track of my passport, and I have my itinerary with my family as well. Oh, one last thing about this, because I've got about 30 things, but we'll talk and then I'll bring them back up. But one last thing is, I always let somebody know where I am, so that somebody always knows, because I travel alone. I go to Africa by myself. See, I'm on a mission. God sent me. So I don't worry about if something bad is going to happen. I don't have to wait for 25 people to go with me. I go by myself.
I'm sorry, I got excited.
So, there you go. I don't need anybody else to go, because I'm going with a host of angels and camps all around.
Hallelujah.
And so that's what I do. So that's what you think about. In fact, when I came back in last September, the United States wouldn't let me in because my passport was so thick and it had so many entries from being in Africa that the U.S. embassy said, the guy at customs said, you can't be American. You got to be a Ghanaian. And they took me back behind in that room where they take all the people.
Right.
They held me back there for 3 hours and wouldn't let me in the country. I tried to tell him I was Virginia. I'm from Portsmouth, Virginia. He said, "Oh, you got the accent down pat. You almost sound American." And so I said, "Sir, I am American." He said, "Go back and sit down. I'm going to handcuff you and arrest you. If you come up here one more time, if I don't call you up here, I'm going to arrest you." I went and sat down. So yes, it's a blessing.
Dr. Adrian,
Welcome.
you have just said so many things that is just amazing to me. I understand the part about having someone know your itinerary, making sure that someone at your home here in the stateside has your information. I would love to find out about the information that you had about creating your team and what they do. And I do have a team that's working, and they're educators, teachers in different locations. I am so excited to have this conversation with you and do look forward to sitting at your feet, ma'am, because you have been a lot more times than I have. And I'm definitely looking forward to creating that. It's amazing. Last year, I was able to take my son in 2022, and we went to South Africa. We went to Benin and South Africa. This year, as you said, I'm going by myself. And just like you said, those angels are encamped around. They are definitely there. And we just move by God's grace. Wow. I'm definitely going to need contact information afterwards.
Okay. I'm writing a book, and the book, in my book, I'm adding tips to going global, because a lot of people don't know how to go. It's more than just buying a ticket. And you know what I do too, when I go, I make sure that people always say, how do you meet people? Well, you can't meet them sitting in your hotel room, and you can't meet them right around the limo with the windows colored. So I meet people that work in the hotel, or people that, and the other thing too is, before I go to a country, I talk to people and find out who's from there, who's got relatives there, who recently visited. And I ask them too, what are some of the things I shouldn't do? Like, I don't wear my diamond rings. You have to be careful how you dress. I don't wear pants. I don't look up like I'm looking around like I've never been in the country before. I am not a tourist. I am here on a mission. I am on assignment. I'm on God's assignment. And when you're hiring a team, what you have to do is hire somebody that's not hungry. See, if you hire somebody that's hungry, the money that you give them, they're going to have to keep it for themselves, whether they want to or not. So I try to, like my assistant over there, she is a law student. She has a full-time job. So she's not hungry. She makes her own money, and what I give her is supplements. Even when I worked through the pastors in South Africa, I told them 1/3 of the money that I give you is going to the church. 1/3 is going for outreach, so that you can start bringing people into the church. But 1/3, pastor, goes to you and your family. So you got to give them something. If not, they'll take it. So,
Dr. Adrian, give me those three again. 1/3 goes to?
1/3 goes to, well, this was the time I was working with pastors. So 1/3 goes to the church. Okay. Meaning whatever you want to do in church, build a library or just donation in the church, I don't care. 1/3 goes to the church. 1/3 goes to community outreach. That means bringing people to the church. Some of them, like I bought things for the children, and they would play. And I said, now, if y'all want to play some more, bring your parents to church on Sunday, and you can play. And then 1/3, pastor, goes to you. So we were giving $500 a month to 3 churches. So that we broke it up into 1/3 for each. So that was how we did it for them. Because you have to give them something. And remember too, you've been in the Peace Corps, when I do my training sessions for WOYIBRA, my training sessions, I feed people. Because I know when I'm hungry, I can't pay attention. So everything I do surrounds a meal.
That's right.
My training, it surrounds a meal. So when I'm training, one of the things I did, I was teaching them. I said, I retired from Coca-Cola. I was at a Coca-Cola company in Atlanta for 25 years. And I said, I'm going to teach you. We do something called Lunch and Learn, where we're learning things, but we're eating too. And I noticed that none of them were eating the food. So I asked Jennifer and Ellen, my other partner, I said, why aren't they eating? I said, why aren't the ladies eating? And they said, Reverend Johnson, they're taking that food home to their children. I said, oh my God. I didn't know. I said, all I had was 3 pieces of chicken, some fries, a biscuit, or whatever. But now that I know, I now make it more. So make sure that when you're doing anything, it has to surround, you have to feed people. So that's just part of it.
Yes. Wow, absolutely. I am blessed being a Peace Corps volunteer. I connect with my family, my host family, right? And so when I come into country, they're like, "You staying with us." So that is a blessing, and I get it. And you are I agree with you on the part about being culturally aware, not wearing the pants, wearing the wearing indigenous outfits, and you fit in. Sometimes not talking so much and
Right.
listening to what people are saying. Now, I am blessed to be fluent in French because of being in the Peace Corps and the training that they've given us. So a lot of times, especially if I'm taking public transportation and things of that nature, I'm just quiet and I'm listening to other people. I'm listening to what they're looking at. And you never walk around, like you said, with your head up saying I'm American. You never tell anybody that. So I am enjoying all of these tidbits of information. I am working on the process of the fundraising. So my church, Carter Metropolitan Christian Methodist Episcopal Church, and my mother's church, St. John Lutheran Church, have blessed us. St. John blessed the students with books and things of that nature. But that digital divide is something that I really want to work with. And there was a grant called like the Millennial Grant. I don't know if you remember that terminology. I'm not sure if they don't have those anymore or if they still do. But I would be definitely interested in taking a training from you, sitting at your feet, learning on the fundraising aspects.
Okay, that'd be great. Like one of the things that people don't really consider either, some of my funding I got it from sororities. So I'm an AKA a Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority, but one of my biggest donors was Zeta Phi Beta sorority. So
Interesting.
and now I'm getting ready to work with the Delta Sigma Thetas, and so I don't, I cross all kinds of lines. Whether it's, it's not just one sorority. I also work with the Links Incorporated.
Gotcha.
I do programs through the links. And I get funding through the links. In fact, at Coca-Cola, I controlled money, a budget. So I wrote a book called The Do's and Don'ts of Fundraising. And in that book, I shared some of the tips, like, for example, be honest. When you come to my office, don't hide the ball. In other words, I'm sponsoring Coca-Cola, don't have me walk into an event and I see Frito-Lay or Pepsi Cola in there. If they were you were gonna offer them something, you should have told me was, listen, you gave me 50,000, but Frito-Lay gave me 20,000. I would have given you another 50,000 to keep them out. So be honest. Don't get too familiar too fast. Don't come into my office to brainstorm. Already know what you have.
Yes.
Do your homework. Know what I fund and the level of funding I do. So, for example, I'm all in. You're talking about what you're doing. You're going to Benin. I'm excited. And I'm thinking in my head, wow, I'm going to give her $100,000. I think this is great. But then I said, oh, so what would you like? How much money are you asking me for today? And you said, I'm asking for $5,000. Like $5,000. We just had a reception with some shrimp for $10,000. All you asked is $5,000. You kind of wasted my time. Because, and then I don't think you can go from 5,000 to, I'm thinking 100,000. So I'm thinking bigger than you think. And so I'm not sure you got the infrastructure or you got the vision to go to 100,000. So do your homework, look at the annual report, see what I've sponsored before, see the level of sponsorship, and then that's the kind of money you ask for. Don't go low. Let me bring you down. Don't you go down, because I'm not going to take you up. I'm going to stay where you are. That's what you are asking.
Dr. Adrian, I met you before. And when you said that you wrote the book, The Do's and Don'ts of Fundraising, I have your book. I met you at an event about 3-4 years ago, and I believe you were with your husband at that time, and you signed my book. And I told you about going to Benin, and I hadn't gone back in quite some time. So I definitely do remember you. Something that you talked about in the area of fundraising, you said that you were connected with the links, that you were connected with different sororities, not just your own, but other ones as well. The Rotary Club, and then also the Lions Club. I used to be a Lions Club member, so that's another organization that we could work for,
Mhm.
that provides support for those endeavors as well. And I
Right.
love the advice about always going high, pushing high for the dollars. Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
now
And
I'm
you
going
know
to
what?
talk a little bit because I
Oh, go ahead,
think
Pastor. I'm sorry.
y'all probably met each other at an event that I did several years ago at St. John. Now, if it was at
Mm.
St. John, I did a program there called Back to Basics, and we had
Mm.
remember that, Sister Adrian? You had one of your
Yes.
friends or so come meet us there, and we had people from the health facilities here in Michigan that came. We had a whole lot of stuff, and I remember you had just released a book, and I think
Mm-hmm.
you did have some copies here. So maybe y'all met at that event. I know you said that there were some times that you think you had met her. So I remember you were here about five or more years ago when
That's
we did
right.
that. Okay. Well, I'm glad you got her book, Latanya.
I do have that book. I remember it. The Do's and Don'ts of Fundraising. It has green coloration to it and a little bit of
Yes.
brown and gold. Yes, it was in Southfield. There was an event going on in Southfield, and I met you and your husband. And when I realized you had went to Ghana, we started talking, and that was great. I am so excited, and it is such a small world, but you absolutely do know that. So I am in the small beginnings of that, and you stand for me as someone that I can definitely glean from. So I'm ready to be a student.
Oh man, this is absolutely wonderful. Now, Latanya, do you have currently information on how a person may be able to, if somebody is listening now that may want to give you or help you some kind of way? Do you have that? Do you have some information that you can share with
I
us?
do. Last week, it would be the same information that I gave you last week, which is
Okay.
I'm receiving all types of donations. Monetary donations is what we're looking for now, so that we can actually go to the ground and purchase different items. So I can be reached at Zelle, and Zelle would be through my telephone number. Cash App as well for the individuals who want to use Cash App. That would be at $ a stone most precious.
Okay.
And then also checks would be payable to a stone most precious. Um, and the items and the things that we are actually trying to get, as I indicated before, would be refrigerators, one electric, the other would be solar power, because the solar
Okay.
power is going to help us to save energy. So renewable energy is something that we're looking at. So in the chat, I'm putting in the Cash App if you're not able to pop that information up that I had before.
Okay.
So
I don't know. I asked our producers to kind of filter through what we did last week, so it may pop up at any given moment. But
absolutely.
just go ahead and keep giving us the information.
Sure. So it would be at a stone most precious is where the checks can be written out to for our company, and then also Zelle, and that Zelle will be through my telephone number. And I don't know if I should put that in the link, but I will type that in real quick. Yep.
I
And
see
for the
somebody putting something out there. Stone most precious.
yes, a stone
You
most
see?
precious is what the Cash App is,
Okay,
and then
that's the cash app. Okay.
yep, checks can be payable to a stone most precious as well.
Okay.
And it's funny, Dr. Adrian, you talked about asking for dollar amounts. My trips that I've taken, I've gone out of my pocket. And so I've got to work on making sure that I get the support that I need for these events, because when you're carrying items over, that was something you said, Dr. Adrian. You said you don't really carry items over there. You purchase the items when you're in country. So now the refrigerator, we're going to purchase that when we're in country. But there's some items like medicines and things of that nature that I bring with me, certain clothes and items like that. And I love the fact, Dr. Adrian, that you said that you don't really carry a lot of clothes and stuff over there. I pretty much get rid of the clothes that I have, because it's family and friends and schools and things of that nature. Then I can pass those items on, and they can use those items how they actually see fit. But we are definitely in need, because I am leaving this week to go to that location. So we are definitely in need for the items that I'm taking over. I'm taking 13 tablets. I have not gathered enough laptops yet, and so I'm hoping to have at least about 10 of those to take over. Again, small beginnings, Dr. Adrian. small beginnings. And so I'm just excited about that. If I can get a sponsor, someone that has laptops that they do not need, I would love to take those, or someone that wants to, pay for laptops when we get over there. But I think it's cheaper U.S. side to take them over there with me just for this small endeavor.
All right. So one of the things that I would say is, I only work with women in the villages. See, to me, my theory is instead of giving them fish, I teach them how to fish.
Right.
So what I do is I take one suitcase for me and one suitcase for them. But my suitcase that I have for them is a suitcase full of clothes. So that I teach them how to sell them, like as a consignment store. So I put one lady in business with just my clothes.
Yes.
And so, and also what you have to understand too is the sewing machines that I buy over there is because they don't have electricity in the village. So, people say, Reverend Johnson, I was at Goodwill and I saw a sewing machine and I got it for you, and you electric sewing machine. I said, what am I supposed to do with that? First of all, I can't take a sewing machine on the plane. So I don't need sewing machines. What I need is cash. I need money. I can buy sewing machines over there. And the sewing machines that I buy are manual sewing machines, the kind your grandmother used to use with the foot or the pedal, and you rev it around.
Mhm.
So I put my Zelle and Cash App in the chat as well. And you can make a donation on our website because I buy everything there. I don't try to take stuff. But what you could do is, in fact, when I took my clothes the last time, Sister Latanya, what they did was they called me back and they said they made 2,000 Ghana CDs. So when you're in country, I only talk CDs, Ghana money. I don't talk US dollars.
Right.
And the other thing is, you made a good point too when you said, see, I don't talk a lot when I'm there because when they hear this accent, I went somewhere and the gentleman said, I fed children in a school. I did an after school, end of the school year program, and I fed 90 children. And I picked the children that were pre-K and kindergarten because their mothers were still ministrating. And when you go into the village and all your cars pull up, everybody comes to see. Well, I had those children because my Woyi Bra women brought sanitary pads to sell these women. Because if I had picked 12th graders, those mothers probably weren't ministrating anymore. Well, the principal came up and he said, well, what about the rest of my children? They're hungry too. I said, I just fed 95. I said, how many kids do you have? He said, I got 950 children in the school. I said, you got confused. See, my name is Adrian. You think my name is Oprah. I don't have that kind of money.
Right.
I can only do what God has given me to do. So you can only do what you got.
Yes.
Whatever you got, you got. Your name is not Oprah.
Right.
Your name is that's what we do.
Yeah.
And this is our.
I'm so excited. You have confirmed so many things. Like when I go over, I take the clothes and I give them to them, and then they can sell the clothes as they so desire. We're doing the refrigerator because that's going to be small business development where they're going to actually. Now it's a double thing, Dr. Adrian. It is my family, right? And the mother is going to actually make sea moss. She's going to make this sea moss, and this sea moss is going to help her health to allow her to be able to move around, but also she's going to be able to sell it. She'll be able to use that refrigerator to sell ice and different items, different food items. So that's a benefit in and of itself. One of the sons, he lives down in the in the city near, the Atlantic. And so he sells fish there. Because he does agriculture and he has a freezer that he needs. So the small business development is coming along the way. It is the fundraising aspect that I need to really work on. And you have encouraged me so much just by taking what I have, listening to what God is telling me to do, stay within my small area, and work that small area and use everything as your benefit. I have learned to be so resourceful from my 3.5 years from being on the continent of Africa, because I did a Peace Corps for 2.5, and I traveled for 9 months with a backpack. So I was blessed to be able to go to Benin, over to Ghana a couple times, through Togo, through Nigeria. I then took a plane and went to Cameroon. Cameroon is English and French speaking, and it's beautiful there. Gabon, we would never realize that Gabon is one of the richest countries. They have a high source of wealth that they have in Gabon, and it's French speaking. I then flew over to Kenya, and you were talking about being in Kenya, where they have, Mombasa, Malindi. They have a beautiful island, Lamu. And then I also went down to South Africa after visiting Malawi. Let's talk about culture in how you dress. In Malawi, when I went back in 1989, 92, women could not wear pants. They had to wear dresses. But the most African women do wear dresses, like Dr. Adrian said. And so you blend in that way. You fit in their culture. You're telling them that you respect their culture and what they do. So that's beautiful. I'm gleaning a lot from you right now this afternoon.
I think you ought to think about too, because you've gone to Africa. One of the things I don't know. I guess you can see my beads. So these bracelets were made by my Woyi Bra women. Yes. And so what I do is when you make a donation to my Woyi Bra on this camera, anyway, when you make a donation to my Woyi Bra, you'll get one of the bracelets. So, what I do sometimes when I'm at a Rotary meeting or something, I sell the bracelets for $50 because these were made by my out of Ghana, West Africa. So think about ways that you can make money. Think about ways that you can get funding for your nonprofit. Also, what I do is I have my friends. I have certain friends who that work for companies that will say, hey, at the end of the year, I'm gonna send you a couple of $1,000s. So I don't know where you are with your friends, where your people, but if you're the richest one that you're running around with, you got the wrong crowd. You got to go to another. You got to go to another.
Listen, guys, this is wonderful, but I hate to tell you, we are out of time. We've been out of time, but we had listened, LaTanya. We had the same problem last week, didn't we? Ran over. When we were on the show with Sister Adrian and her husband, we were just talking and carrying on. And I saw the time. I said, "Oh my God, we've been out of time." And it's now what? I'm looking at this. We're in the 36 minutes of this time. We're supposed to be on for 30 minutes, but I think our producer's kind of being gracious and letting us talk a little bit longer because we had so many little issues trying to get started up. But let me go ahead and say to the both of you, God bless you all. And you have made my life richer. I don't want to get too caught up. I got caught up this morning when I started thinking about how good God has been.
Yes.
You all are a blessing in my life, LaTanya and Adrian. I told them last time we all had a show, LaTanya, they treated me so well. I went down to the pastors conference in Atlanta when I first became pastor of Allen Temple.
All right.
Adrian and Joe met me. They were living in Atlanta at that time, and they came and picked me up from a hotel, took me down to the college area. I still can't remember what the name, Collegeville or something, wherever it was. But they took me to a beautiful restaurant, a Black-owned restaurant. They had so much clout. They had the chef come out and meet me at the table. Oh, that was my first time having lamb chops. And I couldn't get enough of them. But they have been so kind and gracious. Sister Adrian LaTanya is pretty much the same way I've known LaTanya since she's a little bitty girl. She was working as a little altar girl at Carter when I first became aware of her and her brother. But she's been out away. You see where she's been doing all kind of stuff. And the Lord has blessed her. He's blessed you. And y'all both are making me a very happy brother because ain't too many people out got a show like I got right now. You all are both a blessing to be able to go across the country and do such great work with so little effort and so little hand clapping and pumping in the background. You all are doing it because God called you to do it.
That's it.
Who he calls, he will equip.
Yes.
I'm a witness. I will tell you, I'm talking on a show that I know God gave to me. He gave it to me through this licmc.net family and my producer, London, Washington. They are some wonderful people. And our relationship is just getting started because they also have a production, a play company and a movie company. They gave me awards to stage, and I don't know if I showed y'all that. At the end of the year, I think back in September, they had an award show, and I received an award from them, and they did a movie premiere of 2 movies that the company had produced, had put together. They have an acting company and all. I think it's called CDI.
Excellent.
But, God bless you all. And I'm looking now for this thing to really flower. I know LaTanya got some drama experience, and I know Sister Adrian, she's an excellent speaker. So I see so much success and joy coming in the future for both of you. And thank you for coming on the show again. And when you get back, LaTanya, I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna have. Can y'all be all right with being a little bit regular on my show? Because I need to keep this thing going.
Absolutely. I am so honored to be with you, Dr. Adrian. And I remember you now so vividly. Pastor Hale was telling me about you, but I'm extremely honored for this. And I would love to come back and present some of the things that we did while we were in Benin. Thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah. Thank you, Reverend Hale. Because you know what? We are just blessed. And because to whom much is given, much is required. Just let us know when you need us. We ready at the drop of a hat.
God bless you. You down in Atlanta coming up here talking and doing me a great favor. And Tanya, you getting ready to go across the country. Yeah. I believe God is all over this thing. And I'm looking forward to meeting up with you guys again. I have to, right now we got to say bye to everybody who's watching. Make sure that you share this with people because we'll have a replay coming on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and of course the LICMC.net family and all of these stations and affiliates. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for sharing the wonderful stories with us. And I got to close and let you go, but I got to always use my daddy's favorite saying. My dad now, hey, Dad, he's at home, 98 years old. But, you know, back in the day when they would speak, do public speaking, it was customary that when they finished doing what they had to do, they close out with a little nice saying. And my dad always, even when he would do remarks at funerals and things, he would always say, when a task is first begun, never leave it until it's done. Be the labor great or small, do it well or not at all. God bless you. Thank you all for being with us tonight. And we're looking forward to doing this again real soon. Everybody have a wonderful trip. LaTanya, we'll see you when you get back. Dr. Adrian, we'll be in touch with you as soon as possible. All right. God bless you. And we're going to close out with hopefully one of my songs.
I will extol thee, my God, for me, and I will bless thy name forever and ever. I will extol thee, my God, O King. Yes, I will. I will speak of the glorious honors of thy majesty and of thy wondrous works. Oh, yes, I will. To make known to the sons of men thy mighty acts and glorious majesty of his kingdom. The Lord is righteous in all his ways, and holy, holy, holy in all his words, in all his words. The Lord is nigh unto all that call upon him, to all that call upon him in truth. My mouth shall speak the praise of the Lord. The praise of the Lord. I'm gonna let all flesh the praise of the Lord. See, he's been good to me. I'm gonna bless his holy name.
All right, everybody, have a good night. God bless you. Thank you again. Love, hugs, and kisses.
Good night.
Good night.
Breaking news. I said it's a breaking news moment. Well, here it is. Luther LLC special broadcast with host Christopher Hale every Sunday at 6 p.m. on licmc.net, radio, and social media. Keep it locked in.